It's nice up there. It's kind of like solitary, but there's tons of stuff going on around you. You're outside in the elements, you can hear everything that's going on. The higher you get, the more tranquil it gets, I think.
I love the opportunity to like work outside, to work above the street and sort of like look down on like what's happening. It's a really interesting perspective.
If I didn't do this, I don't know what I'd do. Can't work in an office. I get to go and be creative at work and be outside all day. It's pretty much the dream job, you know?
I'm Patrick McGregor. I work for Colossal Media, and we came over here to paint the Halo Reach mural for the opening of the new game. It's a scale system. You know, we do a grid system on the artwork, usually feet to inches, and then we'll make patterns and we'll use a charcoal technique with the paper is perforated wherever the lines are, and you just pound stuff through, and it's the same way they've been doing it, you know, forever.
It's basically like an undersketch, you know, the guidelines for you to, it's your underdrawing.
And then we marker it in, and that's what you see, all the marker lines, yeah. And then you'll mix up a palette of colors, you know. Sometimes a black and white painting might only use like 8 colors, but color painting you need like we had what, 60 colors on this one.
The scale of the paintings are just completely rare. Like, I would gamble to say that there aren't many artists in the world, fine artists at least, that work on that scale.
I usually do the stuff that I don't like to do first, and then save the fun stuff for last, you know. Especially on those big ones, you can really get overwhelmed if you're thinking, oh man, you know, I got 4 days to do this. And I usually just try not to think about that stuff.
You know, when you've got the artwork in your face and the walls in your face, and a lot of times when we're on a rig, there's nowhere to go. You can't get back more than 3 feet. You can't go to the side more than 10 feet. I don't know what a good comparison would be, but just driving partially blind, you know, it's like you can't really see what's around you necessarily.
After a while, you kind of acquire the skill to just know how it needs to look, you know, after years and years of painting.
You have to work fast too, because it is advertising, so, you know, you don't have 6 months to work on a piece and like make sure it's perfect. You know, a lot of times you have a couple days, so speed is definitely an issue.
50% of the job is just kind of like slugging it out and hard work. You know, it's not just sitting in the studio painting a painting. We've had, you know, art students that come in and they're like, oh, I can paint anything, and then they get up there and screw the whole wall up, you know, and it's just the size, you know. They don't take that into consideration, and you know, you might be a good drawer with a pencil, but paint's a whole nother story.
You might see me throwing color around. A lot of guys see me throwing color and think they can just, you know, if they paint like that, that's how they can do it. But you put all kinds of nuances in it, you know, that people won't even see. So there's a lot of that. There's a lot of things happening in a painting when you look at it. Oh, there's a guy's face. When you get up close, there's lots of little build-ups and little different things happening.
A couple times here at the mall, I've overheard people saying, no, they're not painting that, they're like smoothing out the vinyl or something like that.
We were down low, and there was a guy like saying, oh, he's sticking that on, or like one guy said, he's painting white over it, and they still didn't believe that we were painting it, and I had to actually show him my brush. I'm like, come on, this is a skill, we're doing this by hand, you know, so that's a lot of it. A lot of people just kind of trip out that it's still being done that way, you know.
I wasn't so amazed at the people who are amazed by it. I'm more amazed by the people who don't notice it, because I think it is such a grand scale and such a sort of out of place thing to happen.
People go through their daily lives relatively undisrupted, and to be able to witness somebody doing something by hand that's that big, and I think it is a remarkable thing, you know. It gives them the feeling that possibly they can do anything, you know. those people are painting something that big. That's amazing. People are capable of that.